anywhere. You know what? I'm glad it was Romania. I'm glad it was Romania because the Romanian people, from the judges to the police to the common citizen, share my values. They're good Christian people who want to do good things, and I trust Romania. It reminds me of a scene. There's a movie I liked called Road to Perdition. It's a movie about a man and his son. The man, Tom Hanks, is in the mafia, and there's a guy who raises him almost like a father, a big mafia boss. And some of you who have seen the movie will probably know this scene, but this big mafia boss, of all the people who want to kill him, he knows the world is out to get him. He knows at any time he's going to get shot, he's going to get killed. That's the life that he's living as a criminal. Now, he's walking to his car one day after betraying Tom Hanks, the main character, and machine gun fire starts spewing out of nowhere. Look up this scene if you have time. And all of his guards are taken out. He sees his driver is dead. He's locked out of his car. And Tom Hanks approaches him in the rain and aims this Tommy gun at this mafia boss. And the mafia boss's last words, he stares him straight in the eye and he says, "I'm glad it's you." And Tom Hanks pulls the trigger. I'm glad this trigger, which has nothing to do with this country, was pulled by Romania, because now it's the Romanians who will deal with the situation. And I trust the Romanians.
Absolutely. And talking about support, I got another video here that I wanted to play about the kind of support we're getting, and especially from women around the world. Let's play this one here.
Let's start off by saying Andrew Tate would actually fall into the category of being a high value man because he's good looking, he's successful, he's in shape.
I believe a lot of the stuff that he says is very positive. It's very much about looking into, self-reflection. To me, Andrew Tate was one man who stood up for what he believed in.
As he mentions in his final message, his most viewed video was how to fight depression. He's empowering young men to take personal responsibility over their mental health, over their physical health, how to become a better man.
Andrew has never hurt anybody.
He tells the truth, and the truth is we are living in a society that wants to demasculate men. Everything that he teaches is to empower men.
I was lucky enough to have met this man, and I can say that the person that I was
supporting, all the men out there as well. If you live true to yourself and live true to God,
exactly as I expected from a person.
He gives you not a human trafficker.
I can say now with confidence. These guys are not.
They're never going to hate you for that. Don't listen to the Matrix. Don't become a feminist. Don't become a cop.
Personally, I can confidently say that he's such a nice man and he's very generous.
Call all the women you know.
People are saying that I'm a victim when I'm not.
I'm making a public request for the court to remove me as a victim from the case file. Neither me nor Beatrice are victims in this case.
Yes, sorry guys, I was muted. Sorry.
Absolutely. And sometimes when you're true to yourself, it may seem like the Matrix is trying to convince you that if you're a weak little cock and you're a feminist and you're a little coward, that women will like you more. No, women respect men who stick by their principles and their beliefs. And the principles and beliefs of a man are always to do what he is supposed to do, regardless of how he feels. You must train when you don't feel like training. You must protect when you don't feel like protecting. You must be a good man. And when you're actually a truly good man and a high value man, this is something I absolutely realized in jail. What did I say to you? I think we were in jail about 2 months. It was one of the harder days. It was during Ramadan. I lost 30% of my food to cockroaches.
The hard days.
The hard days. And unfortunately, I had one meal a day, but the meal came during the sunshine. So I had to try and protect my food from infestation until the sun went down. And I remember losing most of the food for the day. And I was particularly upset because I had trained so hard, my muscles were aching, and I couldn't get any food. I was only eating once a day. Once a day. And I said to you, I said, Tristan, I have no problem suffering if the people I love are not suffering. My children are taken care of. The women I love are taken care of. My mother is taken care of. Everybody around me is fine. Even if they've removed me from my life and locked me in a jail cell, everybody I love is taken care of, and is protected and is living good. I must suffer because I am a man. I am the head of my empire. I'm the head of the clan. Of course, I will suffer, but the people I love are not suffering. This is what God has bestowed upon important men since the beginning of time.
Not just important men, all men. The men in the Titanic, as the boat was going down, about to be sucked into the icy cold water.
Guys, they just have different styles. I see you guys talking in the chat. They just have different styles. Obviously, Andrew wants to have no shirt on, and then Tristan wants to wear a suit. They have different styles, guys. It's okay. It's okay. Can you guys hear me now? I know I by accident had my mic muted, but because my cats were making some weird noises in the background. Okay, so I had my mic muted. By the way, I didn't really do an intro because I'm kind of late to this live stream, but this is the first Andrew Tate, Tristan Tate emergency meeting since their release, and I saw it was live when I was about to record a video, and I was like, wow, I should just go live. So I'll be pausing this and like chatting with you guys because it's kind of, I don't know if it's annoying to hear me talk over it, but what I will say is this Rumble live stream, last I checked, had like 100,000 live viewers. So it's kind of choppy and we'll kind of stop and pause here and there. So if it does that, I'll just chat. I'll just chat with you guys. But yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying this. Make sure you subscribe, like this video, and yeah, feel free to ask me stuff. And yeah, let's just keep watching. You guys want to hear him talk, not me, or them talk.
Walter, some of the last thoughts in those men's head, I know, was at least I saw my daughter and my wife get on that boat.
Absolutely.
I'm happy to plunge into this ice cold water because there they are on that boat away from danger. Everyone
I'm just laughing because of the way they say water. It's like water. I don't know. It's a funny way to say water. Water? Like they have me second guessing how I should say the word water.
love and everyone in the world who we
But yeah, what they're saying is so valid. Being a man is suffering while your loved ones, while your wife, while the women in your life and the children in your life are safe and sound. That's why, like, as a woman, I'm so happy I'm not a man because I don't have to have that really suffering role. No one really expects that of me. So I'm very blessed to be a woman in that sense. But yeah, everything they're saying is #facts. What's new?
care about was taken care of. And I said, Andrew, would you rather us both be at liberty, but someone else in our life suffer? Mom suffer. Our kids suffer. The mothers
Mom
of our children suffer. No, I'm glad it was me. I'm glad I was the one who was suffering and everyone else was okay, because that's what being a man means.
True.
When you're a man, absolutely, you're right. It is our job to suffer so the people around us do not suffer. And that's why if you're a man and you're waking up every day and you're not trying your very best to be important or upgrade yourself or upgrade your character, or you're lacking motivation, then you have a serious problem, because it is your job to be capable of dealing with the insurmountable pressure which God is going to put upon you, so that when you suffer, everyone around you does well. Our lives are set up that even if they throw us in a dungeon today, everybody we love will be okay forever. And that is what's most important. That's the most important thing.
That's success.
And that was absolutely comforting. That was absolutely comforting in
Hi, Celine.
jail when we discussed that. And we said, everyone we love is okay. You and I just have to make it through this. And that's absolutely and utterly comforting. And if you're a man sitting at home right now, you need to sit and say, okay, if they plucked me from my life, if they picked me up and threw me in a room and locked me in a jail cell.
Die to die. I mean, women suffer in a different way. Men have to do the hardcore suffering. Women, yes. I mean, like as a wife, I cook, I clean. Like I was just talking to my husband about this a little bit earlier. I was like thanking him. I'm like, thank you so much for providing for our family. And he was like, well, you provide in a different sense. So you clean, you cook, you do our laundry, you do all these other things. That's your contributing way of contributing to the family. So there's different roles for men and women in a marriage. But yeah, I mean, it wouldn't make sense for a woman to go to prison and like suffer for other people. I don't know. I mean, I guess it could, but what they're saying is they're happy that it was them, the men. Like they wouldn't want their mom, or as they would say, the mum, M-U-M, to go to prison and suffer. They're happy that they're the ones to do it because they're the men that need to endure this.
Which can happen.
Which can happen to anybody, especially as they continue these matrix attacks on masculinity as a whole. Would your wife have a roof over her head? Would your children eat? Would your family be okay? Think about these things. This is what you're working for. You're not working to make money so you can buy a Lamborghini. You're working to make money, and you're thinking outside of the box, and you're becoming your best version of yourself, so all the people around you will always be okay no matter what happens. It is your job as a man to suffer. And we did our job fantastically, absolutely not as we should.
We always will.
And we always will. And everybody around us was okay. And that is extremely comforting in times of hardship, because we're built for suffering. We were absolutely not built for suffering. No matter how close I came to crying inside of that jail cell, I knew all the people around me were safe and all the people around me could eat. And that's all I cared about. I used my phone calls. When I would call other people and they were asking me how I was, I'd say, we don't want to talk about me. How are you? Are you okay? Are you okay with the media pressure? Are you okay? Are your bills paid? Do you have money? Can you eat? I'm in a jail cell in Romania, making sure that everyone I love is okay. I don't need their support. I don't need them to sit and worry about me. I worry about them. I sat in a jail cell making sure I could fix the problems for the people I love outside in the free world from a dungeon. That is what a man does. And you must prepare and set up your life for that. You must be prepared to be plucked from life and understand that everybody around you who once relied on you will still be relying on you, even when you sit in that jail cell. It's still up to you. You are still the man of the household. You are still the top G of your life. Only you. And if you don't pay the bills, who's going to do it? Your wife's just going to what? Go get a job, get like 5 jobs and raise your kids? How's she going to do that? You must be prepared for these things. That is what you're working for. So if you wake up every day as a man and you say, I don't have motivation to become strong. I don't want to work hard and get rich. I don't want to try and become financially free. What you're saying is that the second you disappear from your matrix controlled job, everyone who loves you and respected you and relied on you is going to starve. How can you live that way as a man? Absolutely and utterly unacceptable.
Outstanding in the rain.
And that actually comes on to another point that I want to mention about these other influencers and these other people out here who have influence, the ones which are controlled and taught by them and purported by the Matrix and pushed out there for everybody to listen to. What do any of them even teach? How does your life get better from listening to any of these people? What do they teach you? What do they tell you? What do they instill inside of you? When's the last time you've listened to them and felt a fire in your soul or fire in your blood to become a better man? When's the last time you listened to them and thought, I need to give more money to charity? I need to help people. I need to set my life up so that people I love will always be okay. I need to retire my mother and make money so she doesn't have to work anymore. When's the last time any influencer on anywhere on the internet, any of them, any of these people streaming this garbage on Twitch and Kick and all these shit websites, when's the last time any of them have ever helped anybody? I don't even watch this crap. But when I see little clips of it on Twitter, I sit and say, who's watching this? This is not even teaching anybody anything. You know, we're the only influencers on the planet who don't have to dance around like children or make stupid jokes or pretend to be gay when we're not or do dumb shit and put on a costume or do something else for fucking views. We don't have to act like clowns. We're not clowns. We just tell the truth. Every other influencer to some degree is a clown or they don't get any attention at all. We can just sit here and tell the truth and be the most Googled men on the planet, the most respected people on the planet, pulling 300,000 people to watch us live by telling the truth and improving people's lives. That's why they're scared of us, because we're not clowns. People. The second we put on a Pokemon suit and act like jackasses, they'll start putting us in fucking jail. Yeah. But it upsets me because it shows they don't give a shit about you. Michael Jackson said it. They don't care about us. True. Listen to the song. They don't care about you. The fact that we're going to sit here and say to you, after this stream, you need to drop and do some push-ups if you're half a man. Every single 300,000 of you, do push-ups when this is over. Wake up tomorrow stronger than you were today. Because we tell you to do that. Because we make you a better version of yourself so that you can help everybody around you and become a better man. They want us gone. But if we were fucking clowns, we'd be allowed to sit here forever. That's why they locked us in a jail cell, to suffer.
Yeah, exactly. They lock them up because they're actually helping people. They're teaching a lot of young men to step out of the Matrix, and the Matrix absolutely hates that. So they have to silence them. They have to scare them into submission, even though they're not submitting, but that's what they have to do. So that's exactly what they're talking about. If they were just like everyone else, talking about a bunch of BS, even like someone like me who doesn't talk about crazy important things, you know, if it was just like everyone else, they would not be locked up. They would not be targeted as they are, but they are being targeted specifically because they're helping people wake up to the Matrix.
Because we try and fucking help people. It's genuinely good against evil. This isn't about some bullshit case. It's not about BBC and Lucy or human trafficking. No, this is genuinely good against evil. And it upsets me in my heart that we live in a world now where the absolute evil is out here, not only trying to hurt us, but hurt everybody around us and everybody we try and help. Not only you at home, but also all the people we rely on. We have children. They're locking us in a jail cell, leaving our kids without fathers. For what? What have we done to anybody? TikTok? Sitting here telling you to be a better version of yourself and to train hard and to be dedicated, and they want to put us in a jail cell? It's disgusting what's happened to us.
It is.
I will say this, goes out in every single podcast. If they lock me up for some insane bullshit, I didn't do it. The Matrix has attacked me. If I carry on with the trajectory I'm carrying on, they're going to put me in jail because I'm too influential. For the people watching at home, they just need to sit and understand that the system does not make rules for the good of you. It makes rules for the good of the people who make the rules. And a lot of the life paths laid out to the average man at home today is not for their own good. It's only going to lead them to depression and misery.
You're facing some very serious allegations.
I absolutely not really know I'm a force for good because I'm a force for truth. And truth is a good thing. Without truth, we're going to end up in absolute tyranny and slavery, and we're already on our way there. because a lot of men are largely forgotten about.
There's no evidence in my file. I've done nothing wrong. Everybody knows I'm innocent.
This is a huge injustice the way we see it. They should not be detained at this point. There are not even charges filed against them.
Ask them for evidence, and they will give you none, because it doesn't exist. Ask the politicians, ask the judges. You're getting closer to the truth.
I mean the best for people. I want everyone to be successful. I want the world to be a better place. And I think the world's a better place based on the back of strong men who stand up for what they believe in. I think that's how the world's always been a better place. The Matrix programming says the opposite. To be a better place, all the men need to be weaklings and compassionate without any morals or without any hard lines or beliefs. And they must talk in a very, very soft way. And we need to be very, very compassionate and very, very tolerant and all these things. But if you look at history, the only times things were peaceful and nice is when strong men stood up with their swords and said, no, this is mine and this works this way and no one's going to come fuck with it. I think that masculinity and strength is what makes things beautiful as well.
Yeah, Arend050. Yeah, I noticed that when I was first seeing it, it was like at 380,000 and it kept kind of pausing. So I was a little like iffy on whether or not I should live stream it, but it's been working now. But yeah, Rumble, I remember, would crash when Steven Crowder would go live with 150,000 live viewers. So I'm sure it's having a lot of technical difficulties. It cannot sustain the Top G army. So true, Michael. Quaid?
Reserves.
Quad.
What we need
Quaid.
more.
I don't know.
This is what's missing for you.
Masculine men have a duty to provide and protect those they care about. We have a duty to do things we don't feel like doing because we know we're supposed to do them. And it's your duty as a man to stand up and say, I want to be as important and strong and good-hearted and God-fearing as possible. And I need to work hard to achieve those things.
If you
see, there goes pausing.
Then you go through life with zero control, zero influence. You can't control anything. You're just a feather in the wind, waiting for life to blow you from happy place to sad place to happy place to sad place, completely hoping on the gods to be fortunate to you, because if any genuine discomfort comes your way, you're fucked. It's so easy to win if you can control your own mind, but it seems that nobody fucking can. And that's how the people who run the world keep the world running, because they have all the slaves exactly where they
pausing again. Come on, Rumble. Let's make sure. Let's keep this up. Rumble server in Australia would not work for slightly offensive. Is it worse in different countries?
Need them to be permanently distracted and semi-depressed, working their asses off in jobs which will never satisfy them and never pay enough money. That's the Matrix.
Heartwarming video.
We are fighting a battle, and it's absolutely and utterly important because the battle is.
I think he should shave his head again. Not that he looks great there, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the live chat. By the way, if you have not yet subscribed, subscribe now and like this video. Second live stream on the channel. Oh, we're back.
One question is overwhelming the chat, Andrew, and I think you need to come back to where we were 30 minutes ago in this podcast. I said I would never give up on the people. I said I would never give up on our fans. I said I will not just take my hundreds of millions of dollars and run to the hills. I said I would never quit. But you never actually answered the question. You're rich. You're strong. You got a family. You've got me. You could disappear from this. We could delete all of our internet profiles tomorrow. We could vanish from the internet. And we would live amazing.
Yeah, I agree.
lives,
LOL 3000.
To most lives many men would ever live. So I guess the question that everyone's looking for an answer to is, what are you going to do? I know the answer, but why don't you tell them?
You know what makes me sad? If I thought crying was constructive, I would cry, but it's not who I am. I don't think it's constructive. I don't think it's the correct thing to do, but I'm not sad for myself.
True.
I'm prepared to suffer. I've built a life in which I must suffer, but I'm sad for the people around me.
Yeah.
And I'm sad because I know this Matrix attack has just begun. And I'm sad because I know they're going to try and push this to the end. And they're going to genuinely try and put us in jail for no reason. I'm sad that other countries out there, which I love, which I grew up in, which I'm patriotic to, which I have the passport to, are out to get me and hurt me for no reason other than the fact I'm trying to do good. I'm sad for the people around me who I love, who rely on me, not just on me for money, but also for my presence as a whole. I'm sad they want to take me away from my fucking children. I'm sad they want to leave me to rot in a hole. For what? What for? And I'm sad that they want to turn me into a coward. And I either have to go and live and sit in my room with all my money and try and distract myself with hedonism and a bunch of women, or go on a boat and delete my Twitter account and just shut up and be a happy coward, or I have to sit and be a sad hero. And there's no in between. That's what I'm sad about. That's what really upsets me. That I'm left with those
depressing.
two choices. I'm either a hero who must suffer endlessly. This is just the beginning. None of this is going away. You think this is going away? This is just the beginning of all of it. It's never going to fucking end. They're going to continue to attack me for the end of time, no matter what. They're going to keep doing it to me. And I'm sad that my children are going to wake up every day wondering if dad's in jail for no reason or if dad's been assassinated yet. You think they're going to allow me to continue to spread good when they're truly evil in their hearts? I'm putting a bullet in my head. I'm sad knowing that I could have the best life on earth, and the only thing I have to do is be a coward to live it. But I don't want to fucking wake up every day looking over my shoulder worried about being killed. And the alternative to it is to wake up every day and feel like a fucking pussy because I don't tell the truth. I'm left with two shit choices. Why? For following God? For telling people to be a good person? It's disgusting what's happening to me. I'm sad not for me. I'm sad for everybody around me. It's disgusting. I don't know.
They'll have to kill me first.
If there was a choice, there's not even a choice in my mind. I can't live as a coward. I can't live as a person. I can't sell my sanity. I can't throw my brain away and sit out here and just fucking lie to everybody and tell them to be slaves like everybody else can. I can't put on a Pokemon costume and be a fucking clown. I can't be that person. I have to be the person who tells the truth and tries to improve the world. I've always done my best to help people. We donate so much money to charity. Name another person. Name one detractor or one person who hates us who's donating a penny to anybody, who's feeding anybody. None of them are. Nobody cares. It's just you and me. We're the only people out here doing it. All the people who are after us now for money and these fake charges and this fake garbage, everyone's trying to steal all our wealth. What will they do with it? Will they donate it to charity? Will they help anybody? Of course not. They have no interest in helping anybody. We're the only ones out here genuinely trying to help people. And I'm sad that affects the people I love most. That's what makes me sad.
Well, I'm by your side. It won't negatively affect me. If I have to sit in jail, I'll sit in jail. They're going to shoot you. I'll stand in the way.
We love their brotherly love.
It's always been that way for you and me, my friend. And that's what they're most jealous of. It's the fact that you and I have something that most people don't have, which is genuine brotherhood. And that's what they fear most when you have men who have aligned principles, who respect those principles more than life itself. That's what they're afraid of.
Shout out to my friends as well.
Absolutely. And that's what they're afraid of. They're afraid that we can't be bought. They have tried to buy us and we won't sell. That's what they're afraid of. That's what they're most afraid of, and they'll continue to be most afraid of.
Oh, paused again. Thank you, David. I appreciate that. Yeah, focusing on it's pausing right now because the rumble's been okay. David, don't say that. That's gross. OnlyFans is gross, but yeah, subscribe to the channel. This is a little rumble interruption, so we'll do a little chat break. I know the feelings surrounded by sleepwalkers, brotherhood greater than sisterhood. True, you know I have a sister. We're not that close, though. We're not that close. My husband and his brother are really close, though. And it's okay, Michael. Speech to text can be a problem. But yeah, guys, if you don't subscribe to this channel yet, make sure you subscribe. This is week 2 of posting a new video every single weekday. So we're going to be posting a lot more. So appreciate it. I wish this would load.
That's what they're most afraid of, and they'll continue to be most afraid of.
You don't think I'm hilarious anymore, Michael? I try to tone myself down a little bit.
Sell. That's what they're afraid of. That's what they're most afraid of, and they'll continue to be most afraid of.
Oh, and it keeps freezing. Wow. Okay. Let's try to reload this.
Afraid of.
It looks like it is pausing.
Afraid of.
Yeah, right at the headphones. Okay, guys. Well, it's looking like it is pausing. I wonder if it's off Rumble now. Let's see. Let's check. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, you guys can tell I've mellowed just a little bit. It looks like it's no longer live. Okay, so maybe it stopped, but it didn't look like they definitely stopped it, not where it was meaning to be. So probably just overloaded. Is shut down Rumble for you, Sam Flanagan? Okay, Sam Flam. Nice work. Okay, well, I didn't get to the beginning, so maybe we'll watch the beginning of it a little bit. If it will load. Let's do that. Yes? Okay. My husband said he's going to send me some tweets.
To create
that I, Andrew Tate, end up in a jail cell or dead.
There's a strange sense of dread that comes from knowing exactly what they are trying to do to you. But there's also a strange sense of calm. I have been telling the world for the longest possible time exactly what they will try to do to me. I nailed it to the letter. I told all of you in advance. I saw the future and I was not wrong. What they are doing to me, they will do to absolutely anybody with an opinion. If you are a man and you are supporting me, you are not just supporting me, you're supporting yourself, you're supporting your future, you're supporting your father and your brother, and you're supporting any man out there who decides to speak and do anything other than simply pay his taxes and die. Because what they are hitting me with is the highest level of matrix attack which a man can possibly endure. Last time, when I was canceled, I said they hit me with their last bullet and I remained unfazed. And I was incorrect. For the first time in my life, I was incorrect because it was not their last bullet. They had another one and they shot me. And I remain unfazed.
Hello today with Julius. Transformers? Yes, I know what Transformers are.
A lot of the men I met in jail wanted to go home and see their families and their children. A lot of the men I met in jail missed their old lives, their old jobs. What did I say to you when I was in jail? What did I miss doing above everything else? I can't wait to get out of jail so we can hold
an emergency meeting.
Here we are live streaming.
And here we are.
Oh.
So I've been looking forward to this day for a very long time. 6 months and counting.
It's kind of funny where we were saying there will be a day that comes, even if we're 85 years old, where an emergency meeting will take place again. Even if we're 85, 86, unless they kill us.
Because they had no idea how long they would be actually in prison for or in jail for. So that's funny. So it's here today and totally Julius. Totally.
It will happen. And now it's happening today. We literally had that conversation surrounded by cockroaches in a Romanian jail cell.
Do you realize we have 350,000 people watching us live?
Good. Because these are 350,000 people who are interested in the truth. And let me make something very clear to the world before we begin. We have to be very careful because the case is still open. We're within the jurisdiction of Romania, and we must pay respect to the Romanian authorities so we do not get hauled back to jail. However, we must also pay respect to God and be truthful and do not lie and say as much as we can possibly say and tell the truth as much as we can possibly tell. We understand a lot of you are very curious about what happened to us, and we're going to do our best to outline why what happened. But before we do that, let's talk about how the Matrix is breaking in real time. When I sat in the jail cell, I spent most...
So, Sadie, so it ended, and I didn't actually get to live stream the beginning of it because I just wasn't ready to live stream, so I was going back to the beginning. But just so you guys know, so they pretty much broke Rumble, literally, and they had over 400,000 live viewers on Rumble, so it literally like broke Rumble, and it's the top 5 biggest streams ever on the internet. This is from Keemstar on Twitter. So top 5 biggest live streams ever on the internet was this one. So I can't even believe that Rumble sustained it for that long. So that's pretty insane. And, there's a lot of people watching them, And quite honestly, them being locked up probably gave them even more supporters, put them on the radar for even more people, because even if you don't agree with what they are saying, you could argue, hey, it sounds pretty wrong for people to be locked up in prison with 0 charges. There's a little red flags. Some alarms are being sounded off. Okay, so Beast Ant is saying it didn't end. Andrew just mentioned his power went out. So is it coming back? Are we back up live? Or once it's back up, I'll go back to the live part.
Of my time gathering my chi. If you're staying at home and you don't know what that means, it means you haven't got any chi, but I have chi.
They have a conspiracy against them, guys. My husband just texted me. My husband's in the other room and he's texting me. They shut off Andrew's power. Conspiracy. So true. So true. Maybe the Matrix is controlling their power and shut it off. Yeah, what a coincidence. They are breaking the internet with like the top 5 biggest live streams ever recorded on the internet, and their power goes out. What are the chances? And it was good the entire time, but it was getting so good. And can't watch it now. You have to realize, if you think about it, in California during COVID, if you guys know this, during the COVID, pandemic or scamdemic, whatever, when it was crazy, there was TikTokers that threw a house party during the height of the pandemic, and the mayor literally shut off their electricity. So there's people that are in power that could quite literally shut your electricity off, shut your power off, and silence you. That could happen in America. I'm sure it can happen in corrupt Romania, where they literally locked these 2 men up with 0 charges. They're probably pissed. The Matrix is shaking and pissed that this is one of the top 5 most viewed live streams ever on the internet, ever in existence. So of course they must silence them.
I can gather power and save it. Like a squirrel can save nuts. I can save power inside of my muscles, knowing that in future I will need it to destroy my enemies. I was gathering chi because I had all the time in the world, understanding that this battle for truth has just begun. It is truly good against evil. And before anyone asks which side I'm on, if you are telling the truth and you are worshiping God, you are always on the side of good. The people who are against us are simply lying. They are simply lying. And I believe on a long enough time frame, with God on our side, the truth will come out. Now, we're going to say as much as we can today, but we can't say everything. But the Matrix is breaking. I remember when we got canceled. What did I say? I said to the Matrix, what did I warn them?
You went too far with me. You may laugh at me now, but you've gone too far. YouTube, you think you have a monopoly? You think you could control the information? Well, you are wrong, and cutting me, axing me, banning me was the final straw.
It was the final straw.
You said. And people laughed at you. People sat in a YouTube executive office, people at Meta, and sat around and laughed and said, that's the last we're going to see of this guy.
And here we are.
Yeah, they tried to silence Tate. Remember there was a day before he was in prison where they literally banned him off everything. Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, a whole Matrix attack. It was completely coordinated. Well, look at him now. He's now having the top 5 biggest live streams ever in existence on the internet on Rumble. So they tried to silence him, but they couldn't. Beast Ant said, this emergency meeting was filtered. I can't wait till they are free, and mentioned the whole story, making live stream 10 times better. I know, because even if they're like some of the most unfiltered people that are on the internet, you still have to have some level of filtering. I mean, I have to do it with myself. Like, I can't say quite like everything I want to say, if I want to remain on platform. So you have to do sort of a self-censorship, which is really frustrating. LOL 3000. I hope so too. I hope the Matrix is shutting down. Let's hope. Let's pray. So true. I can't read your name because it's like in an Asian language, maybe Chinese. I don't know. But Andrew Tate is on the W side of history because he's orange. I love that point. I actually need to get more orange. But yeah, he's looking quite orange today. If you're not orange, I don't trust you. Orange is the new black for real. So true.
May God help you.
May God help you.
Here we still are.
Because we're here to tell the truth. So let's begin with the things everybody wants to talk about. this case, which we can't really discuss. We cannot discuss the case because the case is ongoing. But you have to understand that everything is printed by Lucy and her friends is a lie.
Yeah, I remember Lucy. I posted a video on this yesterday, but Lucy was the woman from the BBC who interviewed him, like a psychotic bitch. Look at me censoring myself. And she waited like 6 hours outside court yesterday just to see Andrew, and he completely trolled her. I don't know if you saw that video yesterday. Go check it out if you didn't see it. But he's just like, oh, my biggest fan. You waited out in the cold rain for 6 hours just to see me. So I thought that was hilarious. That's something that we love about the Tate brothers is they're very serious, but they're also great trolls. And we need more trolls in our society. They're actually funny.
Yesterday, we were at DCOT's office, and 5 of the charges were removed.
Yeah, no matter what the Matrix says, yesterday, when they change the status of your case file, they have to call you to the offices at DCOT. So I was looking at 6 counts of human trafficking. I went there yesterday. I didn't quite understand why I was going there. I didn't know if I was going to go back to jail. I didn't know what they intended to do. And when I left the building, I was facing 1 count of human trafficking. So that's yesterday summed up as a whole. I don't know where the other 5 counts went. I don't know why they were around for so long before they disappeared. 14 months? I don't know. But I do know that I'm now facing 1 count of human trafficking as opposed to 6 counts of human trafficking. And I think it's very important that we explain what we're allowed to explain, exactly what we are accused of. Because there's a lot of confusion about old videos we made, things we said 8 years ago. Does this link?
Yeah, little 3,000. Sad the leftist beta males must be breaking down and watching the Tate stream, right? They're probably all collectively crying more than pregnant women. And as a pregnant woman, I know that there's a lot of crying going on. But yeah, all the leftist beta males are probably getting their panties in a bunch over this.
To the case somehow. I'm going to tell you what we are accused of, and I'm allowed to talk about this because it was on my arrest documents. Here is the official story. In 2021, 2 years ago, my brother and I formed an organized criminal gang with the intent of moving women to Romania so we could steal money from their TikTok accounts to enrich ourselves. I think it's very important that I tell the world this and come across explaining what we're accused of because people are asking very normal questions, even fans of mine. Hey, Tristan, you used to run a webcam studio. I no longer run one, but yes, I used to. How is this linked into the case?
Hello, Adam Scott. Happy you're
here.
here.
Has nothing to do with the case. There is no link between what I'm currently being accused of, what I'm currently going through, and any activities I used to do with running webcam studios. Everyone who works for me has sent me letters of encouragement, emails of encouragement. I appreciate them all. I appreciate the love and support, of course. But the narrative is that I formed a criminal gang when my net worth was already over $100 million, when I was already a father to a daughter, nonetheless, when I was already a world famous individual, when I was a retired professional sportsman, when my brother was already the retired 4-time kickboxing champion of the world with no financial motive. We allegedly formed this gang.
I believe so, yes, Stephen.
To steal money.
There's not even
from
any charges.
TikTok accounts. That is the narrative. That is what I have been arrested for. And this is the first time publicly I could finally clear that up.
Nice.
Yeah. So God is on our side. And you know what? I have faith in the Romanian judicial system.
So do
I have faith in the system. And unfortunately,
I'm surprised that they're saying that they have faith in the Romanian judicial system with how unfairly they've been treated, but they definitely understand this Romanian judicial system more than I do. I haven't experienced it at all, but Stephen, that's a great question. They were literally in jail for 3 months with 0 charges against them. That's why I'm saying it's shocking for me to hear them say that they have faith in the Romanian judicial system when they were literally in prison for 3 months with 0 charges. Angela, funny.
Unfortunately, the reality is in every country in the world, this is not an anti-Romania podcast. To make this very clear, in every country in the world, innocent people get caught up in the judicial system and they have to prove their innocence. We have been accused, like my brother said, of nothing prior to 2021 or 2022. So all of our old videos, old life had nothing to do with this. They said after 21, we decided to form an organized criminal gang and steal TikTok accounts money.
Right, Stephen.
Now, I'll let everyone
Never
come to their
charged
own
in the first
conclusions
place.
regarding the validity of that and our motivations for that, and if that ever happened. The plausibility of that story. That's your own
Because
motivation.
investigation is still
The
ongoing.
investigation is still ongoing. However, we will be going to court for that reason. And I have faith in the Romanian judicial system. I want to make something very clear. We do not have a problem with Romania. We do not hate Romania.
And neither should you.
Romania is a country, and
I'm just wondering, I'm going to pause it for a second. I wonder if they're saying this because it's kind of like, I know when I've been kicked off of platforms in the past, when you're reaching out to the platform, you don't want to be anti the platform. You kind of want to be like, oh, I love this platform. I really want to be on it. So you maybe it's a line of attack of just to help make their case better if they're not publicly condemning Romania and they're not trashing the country. I don't know. Just a thought. You guys let me know what you guys think in the live chat. Just a little thought, food for thought on that.
And like all countries in the world, they are on a very large chessboard that the Matrix controls, and they are simply pieces which must be moved. Anybody who's smart
Thank you, Nada Dai.
enough to understand what I'm saying understands what I'm saying. And that if the Matrix decides to attack you, they can attack you in any jurisdiction on Earth.
And they will attack you in your home. They will attack you where you live. They will attack you.
They will attack you in your home. Yeah, the Matrix will attack you in your home, which they saw in this live stream. Their live stream was cut out because all of a sudden, when they have 400,000 live plus viewers, their power goes off and the live stream is cut short. So yes, this is before that even happened. Since it was cut off, I wanted to go back to the beginning because I didn't actually live stream that part or watch it yet. And this is them like kind of seeing, like they had no idea that the Matrix would literally attack them in their home, but it did during this live stream.
Where they think they could paint the best story about you.
Correct.
So I do not hold any hate in my heart for the people of Romania, even the justice system of Romania or the police of Romania or anybody involved in this process. Because I believe as famous as you are saying the things you are saying, this would have happened if we were in England or France or Germany or Spain or the United States or most countries with a Western agenda. The country of Romania, I'll say, in fact, one of the reasons I love it here so much is because our values align with the people of Romania's. Every person who has come to my house, every single person who was guarding me in jail, every policewoman, every doctor that I have come in contact with has said, we are sorry this is happening to you. And I am not going to be leaving Romania. My daughter is a Romanian.
Yeah, Eunice. Eunice gets what I'm saying.
She has Romania written on her passport. This is my country. I have lived here for 7 years. So people who do not understand the situation are very quick to blame Romania, but they're wrong. Do not do that. I might move to Cluj instead of Bucharest. What do you think?
I like Cluj.
A bit more of a quiet life. I like Cluj too.
Cluj is a beautiful city.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, so this is not particularly Romania's fault. This is just a result of becoming monumentally successful and telling the truth. And whenever you're the kind of person who tells the truth, the bastions, the gates, which are held, which try and prevent the truth from being exposed to the general public, there's going to be some degree of pushback. And unfortunately, that pushback is powerful. It's a very powerful but vocal minority which dislike us. And I want to make that very clear also to the people watching at home. People often say, oh, but what do women think about you? Do you know what? I got maybe 1,000 to 2,000 love letters from women a week in jail. Endless women support us. In fact, I'd say it was about 50-50. 50% of our mail was from men and 50% of our mail was from women.
Yeah, and people say that Andrew Tate hates women. He's so bad to women, but then you see so many women writing him love letters. He said thousands a week while he's in jail. Seems like a lot of women like him. I think a lot of women would prefer him over a male feminist, that's for sure.
Women support our message fully. Any woman who's not matrix-minded supports us. It's a very vocal minority which is against us, and don't let them psyop you into believing that somehow the whole world hates us, women hate us, garbage. It's not true. The world is waking up.
Yep, that's the psyop, and they did this with Trump too. It's like they tried to tell people that no one likes Trump. Like I remember in college, I found out that one of my fellow classmates was a Republican, and we felt like we had to like be quiet about it and like not talk about it because the mainstream media, the matrix, whatever you want to call it, they are so good at convincing you that no one else thinks like you, everyone else hates people like you, and you better suppress your thoughts or else you're going to be ostracized from society. And that's what they're doing with Andrew Tate. They try to convince you that everyone hates Andrew Tate, he's terrible to women, he is a sex trafficker, whatever. They try to put out all these matrix attacks against him and make you feel like if you support him, you're in the minority and you must stop because there's something weird with that. So yes, feminists themselves would prefer Andrew. True. Liam Brown, if you're going to spam the chat, I might need to stop you. I don't want to have to silence people on here, but we can't be spamming the chat.
Matrix is breaking. People are understanding they're tired of being lied to. They understand the truth of our message. They understand men are allowed an opinion. Women want men who have an opinion, who take care of them, who protect them.
True. Women want a strong man, with strong opinions that will provide and protect them.
Who provide for them. The things we are teaching.
Okay. Is he copying me? I think he's copying me now.
The things we are saying are not disliked by the majority. They're disliked by a very powerful and evil minority.
A very powerful, evil, and loud minority.
And you could simply look at this. I mean, the comments under this video will probably be 100% positive. But watch the video posted by the BBC. Watch the videos posted by Vice before they turn the comment section off. Well, almost 100% of the comments are in defense of us, criticism of the mainstream media, letting the reporters know, because they haven't done their research, the truth of our message. I think last time I checked the BBC interview, it had 82,000 comments, and I couldn't find one that was against us. They can tell you we are bad people again and again and again, but nobody believes them anymore. Nobody believes them anymore, and people know the truth. Good people are here, sitting right here.
And that's the problem. That's our...
Thank you, M. Sambo. Appreciate it. What, you guys are saying I could lose my channel over that?
Fear. That's our remaining fear. And I'll make something very clear because I predict the future like I always have. And I'm in a very precarious and dangerous situation with my brother here because they are using their primary weapon, which is deception and lies, and it continues to fail, which makes me concerned as for what they're going to attempt to try next. All we can do is tell the truth. All we can do is encourage you to tell the truth. We do not encourage anybody to do anything violent or crazy. All we want is for people to have open and honest discourse and tell the truth about our message and stick to the truth of God. That is all we are here to do, and that's all we ask for our supporters as well. Right.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Off the topic. I know we were going to do a very serious emergency meeting. We weren't going to joke around. We weren't going to laugh around. But why on earth are you literally dressed the same as you dressed in prison for our first emergency meeting back? You said, wear your finest suit. I have a tie, a pocket square. Why on earth are you wearing a pair of shorts? And
more work went into this body than your fucking suit. This is my finest suit. I got my look so good all the time. All I do is train. I'm an animal.
This was supposed to be a serious emergency meeting.
You know what? If anyone at home is wondering what jail was like, you guys, what's Romanian jail like?
Yeah, what's jail? Let's
talk about jail. It's me sitting like this, Tristan sitting the same, and us staring at the wall. This is jail.
If you'd like to know how fast you'd go crazy in jail, by yourself, because I was by myself sometimes, or with some random Romanians. But let's take the days that we had together. Take a friend of yours. Go to your bathroom. Put all phones and electronics outside and sit in your bathroom. You're allowed one iPad, very small, at the end of the bathroom, and you could only watch television in languages you don't understand. That's what jail is like. I know people...
I'm surprised they even have iPads in there. Or do they? Or is that just like a metaphor? I don't know.
Think we're going to go into jail and come out with all sorts of cool stories. But the months and months and months that we have feel compressed into nothing at all because there were no events to break up your day.
Jail was hard. I want to make something clear to everyone watching at home. The jail was actually very difficult.
Well, Romanian jail is no picnic. I'm sure people at home can understand that a Romanian jail is not a 5-star resort.
God blessed us with a very difficult challenge. He put us in an extremely complicated escape room which took 3 months for us to eventually emerge from. I would say the day we found out we were being released was one of the best days of my life. That's absolutely not really true. Jail was extremely difficult. But like I said with PBD, and I want to stick by this, the things that are most important in jail are physical power so that you're not bullied by anybody else, and mental strength so you're not bullied by your own mind, because those are your only two enemies in the world. And jail is basically like a condensed, hypersensitive version of life. If you get angry in real life, you'll get very angry in jail. If you get a little bit sad in real life, you'll get very sad in jail. Everything is condensed and pressurized.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have problems with your mind and problems controlling your thoughts in the real world, you're going to have huge problems in jail. If you get picked on in the real world, you're going to get really picked on in jail. It's like condensed life. So you have to make sure you have control of these things. And that's why, in many ways, I guess, we've always been preparing for jail, not because we believe we're going to go to jail, but because we understand that we always have to be the kind of people who can handle all of life's adversaries and all of life's trials and tribulations. And we understand that God is going to give them to us. And when I was in jail, if depression was a real thing, I would have absolutely not been depressed. But luckily for me, I don't believe in depression. So I couldn't possibly be depressed. So all you have to do is sit there, gather your chi, do Aikido, smoke cigarettes, and watch the time go by.
At least you could get.
And we had no idea how long we were going to be in there for, but
that was the hard part.
That was the hardest part. But you know what, Tristan? We're not in jail right now.
We are not in jail right now. And I told you,
shake my hand.
We will be sitting at the emergency meeting desk one of these days, back in January, back in February, back in March, staring at those walls. And here we are.
We're not in jail. And you know what? Regardless of how this plays out, how the Matrix attacks us, or whatever God's plans are for us, or what lessons he believes we need to learn, if God decides I have to go back to the dungeon and wake up with cockroaches on my face, and I respect God enough to go and do that honorably, and I will pray to him just the same. God decides Allah is the best of planners, but if he decides I have to go back to jail and I could choose one person to go to jail with, I would like to go to jail with you because you're an excellent jailmate. And I want you to know that as long as you and I are together, I don't fear jail.
Yeah, I don't fear jail either. If they send you back, they better send me.
So would he fear jail if he wasn't with Tristan? Don't give the Matrix ideas, Andrew. Don't give them any ideas.
Back.
We're a team, and as long as we're on the same team, we're always happy. So I want the whole world.
But keep in mind, all of my fans and everybody listening, at the stage we're at now, even I can't tell you what the evidence is against me, why they think I ran a TikTok stealing gang. I can't tell you what the evidence is in the file or who's saying what. I really can't. But I can tell you this. If they send me back to jail, the evidence has to be made public. So Tristan's guilty. He's going to jail. If you see that on the news, your first question should be, wonderful. Now I could see what the evidence against him was. Show me. And they have to show their cards at that point. So if I go back to jail, or if I don't go back to jail, as I said, I trust the Romanian justice system, but you know, there are miscarriages in justice in every single country in the world. If there is a miscarriage of justice, you will all know the evidence that proved I ran a gang that stole TikTok money, even though I have hundreds of millions of dollars from friends of mine who say that we never stole from them.
Absolutely. And this is very important. Today it's us. But if any of you want to live the life that you're hoping to live, if any of you want to truly be people who are free and sovereign and free of mind and free of geographical area, and you want to be able to do what you want and say what you want, and even if you're a good person and you believe in God and you help people and you donate money to charity and you do all these good things and they still don't like you, you have to understand, you're not just supporting us. You're literally protecting yourself for the future, because we're getting to a level of insanity now where nobody is safe.
Yeah.
The BBC and Lucy, with their stories, literally, when I sat there with Lucy, she said, this imaginary person we've made up 9 years ago said you were controlling. I said, who is she? They said, we're not going to tell you. But 9 years ago, I was controlling to an imaginary person. How can I answer that question? What does that mean? Does that mean,
guys, I have a new channel. I don't have a moderator yet. Okay.
Does that mean 9 years ago I said, no, you can't have a handbag? I won't buy you a handbag. Does that make me controlling? Financially controlling because I wouldn't give her my money 9 years ago from an imaginary person? None of this is real, and they can attack absolutely anybody with it. No man is safe from this. No man. It's scary, because if you're watching this at home going, that probably won't happen to me, it will. And you know what's most scary? When it happens to us, the world knows. The world cares. When it happens to you, you might be sitting in that jail cell. Nobody knows. Nobody cares. Nobody talks about it. There's no public outcry or outrage. Then what? Then what you going to do?
Yeah. If I ever have an interview with the legacy media, ever, which I probably won't, I'm going to start sitting down with them. And I'm going to say, somebody told me that you're a human trafficker. And they're going to say, who? I'm going to say, 10 years ago, somebody alleges that you, my interviewer,
Lucy.
Human trafficker.
Lucy, you're a human trafficker.
So now we're both alleged human traffickers. Don't call me an alleged human trafficker. You're an alleged human trafficker. And they're going to say, oh, yeah, but who said it? I do. Anonymous name. But
they said 10 years ago you were controlling.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to allege that they are something because before they can hit me with you're an alleged this.
And what they're going to say? Oh, well, no.
You can't just make stuff up.
Yes, you do. That's all you do is make stuff. All you do is lie. All they do is lie. And the main primary objective of the lies, you also have to understand this. When they lie, because even when we had charges dropped, they said the charge was upgraded, which is insane. When they lie, what they're trying to do is convince the public you're guilty in advance so that if you get a guilty charge, everybody just accepts it.
Yes.
That's the whole point. It's brainwashing. But I really believe the legacy media is losing power in real time. And with places like Rumble and free speech and these things coming out, we have a chance of fighting back and breaking the matrix exactly like we said we would. We can be true to God. We can be true to ourselves. We can tell the truth. And we're going to talk in this podcast not only about our experiences in jail, but also all the different ways you can escape the matrix and you can live a life of truth, because that is not as easy to do as it used to be.
No.
What's your favorite story from jail? Tell me a jail story. Do you have a jail story?
Oh, I can't tell you my favorite jail story. I can't tell it here, but it's hilarious. You know what? In 6 months from now, on an emergency meeting, I will tell you the coolest jail story. It is cool, isn't it?
It's pretty good.
No, I think it's the coolest thing anyone has ever heard, ever. But I literally can't tell you.
What about when my jail story? I think I've tweeted a lot of them out. I'd actually like to go through some of my tweets from jail. In fact, I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to get the guys on it and start looking. When I told those guys I knew Yoga Fire near the laundry mat.
Yeah, I wasn't there.
And they looked at me like I was crazy.
I was just attacked.
But they don't understand that I don't lie. I'm not lying to you. You don't want to smoke. You don't want, it's like fire. It's more than smoke. It's Yoga fire. You don't want the fire. I'm a nice man. I go through life. I'm peaceful. But what I've been sitting there for weeks and weeks in a dungeon gathering my chi. And then you want to start a fight near the washing machine with me? Must be out your fucking mind. Crazy. Let me find my jail tweets.
And this is when Andrew talks about, being strong, being imposing, being masculine. Nobody tried to start a fight on me. I didn't run into the same people Andrew did. But if I walked into a room full of prisoners, they looked at me and thought, fuck, I hope that guy's not a rapist. I hope that guy's not violent. I didn't have to walk in there and think, oh, I hope these guys aren't violent. I hope these guys aren't dangerous. Because I spent years preparing for any situation. Now, did I think I was going to go to jail? No. And neither do you. But let me tell you something. Here was my method to stay out of jail. I thought, if I never commit any crimes, I won't go to jail. This is what I thought until maybe 1 year ago when the Matrix started attacking us in this way.
Guys, I'm not going to make someone a moderator that I don't really know. Okay? It's not a big deal if people are spamming the chat. Just try to ignore it, guys. Just try to ignore it. I'm going to be doing a little bit more of this, then I have to get off, and then I have a lot of packing to do. We're moving to Arizona in literally 2 days. So I have to get to packing, but we'll do a little bit more of the live stream. We'll be live for about an hour, but yeah, let's continue.
And it's very sad because going back to the story that 2 years ago we formed an
They were streaming on Rumble, Adriano.
organized criminal gang to steal TikTok money. When I was 17, I didn't have any money. I could have dealt drugs in Luton. When I was 19, I didn't have any money. I could have went debt collecting for gangsters in Luton. I come from a very bad town filled with a lot of bad people, and I could have easily been a bad person. But what did I do? I stayed flat broke and dedicated myself in the kickboxing gym. I stayed flat broke and worked jobs making sandwiches with a stupid little red hat on. Jobs that a lot of people would say are humiliating. I don't think they're humiliating. I'm proud of myself for working those jobs, and I'm proud of any man out there making an honest living. I did everything legally.
Oh, thank you, Conspiracy Extremist. Excited. And Steven, yeah, I know. It does suck, but we got to do it, and I'm excited to move to Arizona.
My entire life until allegedly at 33 years of age and a net worth of $100 million, I began to brainwash people so I could steal insignificant amounts of money from their TikTok accounts.
It's just a strange accusation.
Yeah, anyway, so here's one of my tweets from jail because I'm Mr. Producer. I'm getting it back now. I kind of forgot how to Mr. Produce, but then
cut my face out. I've got to lean in.
Bro, no one cares about your face, bro.
Good point.
No one cares. So here, what does it say? It says, escape is possible. I simply close my eyes. It's very interesting what life without electronics will do to you for 93 days.
Yeah, I agree with you, Sam Flam. The spamming really isn't that serious. And if you can't like ignore them, I don't know, maybe you shouldn't watch the live stream. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't really want to be someone that blocks a ton of people either. Like, that's just not what I want to do.
And it was only 93 days. We didn't have a phone. We didn't touch a computer or any of these things. And we're making a joke and making it all lighthearted now. But truthfully, it has a very profound effect on your mind.
True.
And I promised when I left jail that I'd retain some of the lessons and retain some of the gratefulness and also retain my ability to truly imagine again. You can't imagine anymore. Your brain's been attacked and destroyed by TikTok and the internet. You can't imagine, but when you're in a jail cell in the perfect silence, you can imagine completely and utterly in the dark, in the middle of the night when you can't sleep. That's when you can imagine again. And what's actually most upsetting and disappointing to me is that since I've left jail, despite my dedication towards retaining this ability, it's nearly impossible to truly use my imagination once again. Once you have electronics and devices and women are messaging you and all this garbage is happening in your life, you lose your ability to imagine. And it's a shame because it's a superpower. We talk about manifestation in and of itself, but I think imagining things, you can obtain the results. Now, I'm going to say something like I always say with basically no scientific evidence, but I know I'm never wrong about anything. So nice. I'm just going to say it.
Nice. Dr. Andrew.
Dr. Andrew, if you imagine something truly and fully, if you truly completely imagine it, to a degree, your body will react to it. Let me give you an example. If you truly imagined yourself at war, day after day, you imagined yourself under attack, defeating the Matrix agents, you're top G, you're walking through life, the agents are coming, you're doing Aikido, and you're destroying them, and you're the most powerful man in the world. If you truly imagined that and felt it in your mind to the point where you thought you were there and you felt it in your body, I would guarantee you, after X amount of time, you would have a higher testosterone level and your muscles would be stronger than if you didn't. I will guarantee you that. Now, someone's going to come along and say, Andrew just made that up. I don't care if I just made it up because that's what I do. That's what I did in jail. I imagined and gathered my chi, and I became stronger than I've ever been. If you truly believe it in your mind, then your body will react. What does Morpheus say? The body cannot live without the mind.
True.
They're absolutely and utterly linked. So that's one of my first jail tweets. Let me find another one.
I'll touch briefly on that. I was cornered by some journalists on my way to the courthouse the other day. And they said, "Are you happy, Tristan?" I said, "Yes." He goes, "Ha ha, were you happy in jail?" I said, "Yes."
I want to point out, I just looked on Rumble again just to see if their live stream was back up, because for those who don't know, their live stream was cut short because the Matrix probably cut their power out. And you would think that if their power just went out, they'd be able to get back up soon. I don't know, but it seems like it's still out because they've not gone live again. I've been checking throughout this. Very interesting. Very interesting. Did the Matrix shut off their power? Who knows? By the way, guys, make sure you're subscribing to the channel and liking this video, but let's get back into it.
He goes, "Happy in jail? Why?" I said, "Because only my body was in prison, but my mind wasn't." And what I meant by that
I love that. Only his mind was in prison, but his body was in prison, but his mind wasn't. That's awesome. That's a great mentality to actually have some productivity while in prison.
To extrapolate a little for everybody listening here, I look at some people. When I was in prison, I thought of some people. I thought of what the people who were doing this to me looked like. I can imagine them.
Oh, you know the people doing this to them are literally ugly, fat, have like gross hair that's blue, or just disgusting. We all know this.
Fat, out of shape, out of breath all the time, unhappy.
Beast Ant, you don't need power to put out a tweet. You can just use cell service. Like, we've lost power here because in Texas it thunderstorms all the time. We still have like LTE. Like, you can still go on a cell service.
Small house, ungrateful, unattractive wife. Doesn't respect himself, doesn't respect his family, kids who probably hate him. And I thought, that guy, these people, and a few names spring to mind of people who I hate from the past, are far more in jail than I have ever been.
I love that. I love that. He's saying that the people that are doing this to him are far more in jail than he or Andrew have ever been, which is so true. Because like he was saying, his body was in jail, but his mind wasn't. So that I think that's a great analogy. And these people, these miserable people that work for the Matrix and want to silence people like them, silence people like me, Their mind is in a forever eternal prison. These are not happy people. These are people that want to silence people and just silence the truth. Silence the truth. The Matrix hates the Tate brothers because they actually speak the truth, which is a huge detriment to the Matrix.
These people sitting on their Ryanair flights with 3 masks on are more in jail than I have ever been, with a bloodstream filled with mRNA vaccine.
True.
They are more in prison than I have ever been. You can lock my physical body away, sure, but in my mind, I am free.
It's true. These people are absolutely and utterly controlled. Most of our detractors are controlled by what they see on the news, and they don't even have any interest in finding out the truth. It's amazing to me. I'm the most famous, most Googled man on the planet, right? I'm the most Googled man on the planet, and videos of me are being presented out of context. And every single time I do a podcast, I say, that's shown out of context. And you'd think that the people who manage to get emotionally affected by me, who manage to get annoyed by me, so they obviously have an emotional interest. They have a vested interest in who I am as a person. They don't even sit and think, well, I've seen this guy everywhere. He's super famous. I'm mad at him now. I have an emotional interest in this subject. He's saying it's out of context. Let me watch the longer version. No, they just sit there and go, well, I don't even want to know the longer version. BBC told me. Lucy told me. Their minds are in jail.
Right. Their minds are in jail. Their minds are in prison. They're simple-minded. They just believe whatever anyone tells them, whatever the Matrix says is true, that's what they believe in. And anyone that challenges that, they're evil. And yes, it's good that they're locked up because he may say things that may be offensive to me.
They're in prison in their brains. They can't even think outside of what they see on the fucking TV screen.
I am freer in a prison cell than these people will ever be.
Every night I dream of freedom, and then I open my eyes and I'm in the same familiar jail cell. I take a few minutes to swallow my disappointment and begin my morning push-ups. Maybe tomorrow I'll wake up somewhere else. I've not lost hope. Tomorrow has come, and I do wake up somewhere else, but this is important, especially if you are at home and you're not yet as successful as you want to be, if you don't have your life in exactly the place you want it, if you still feel trapped, whether it's financially or some other way, you wake up and you must be dreaming of freedom, but when your eyes open, after the disappointment, swallow the disappointment, take a minute and look around you and say, I deserve more than this. But then, what's the important point? Begin my morning push-ups. You must begin to work instantly. I did not miss a single day of training in that jail cell. I had no access to a gym. I had no access to any kind of workout equipment. It was just me in a jail cell with you with bottles of water, 2-liter bottles of water, holding them out as long as I could hold them out for. And then I'd drop to the ground, and I'd wait a few seconds, and I'd do it again. Endless push-ups.
We had the time.
That's all we had is the time and the will in your mind. I never missed a day of training, not a single day. I didn't sit and say, I'm too depressed. I'm too sad. It's too cold in this freezing cell. We were arrested in December. I didn't eat enough because it's Ramadan. No excuses. Every single day we trained, we woke up disappointed. We swallowed the disappointment and we got to training every single day. If we could train in a freezing cold jail cell in Romania, the cockroaches all around us with no idea when we're going to be allowed freedom once again, you can train in a nice gym, an air-conditioned gym in California. What is your excuse?
What is your excuse?
That's a good point.
Absolutely insane.
Right. Now, speaking of the BBC, there's 2 things I want to cover. I've actually got these questions written down and you don't know about them. Talking about the British legacy media, how long do you think Philip Schofield's going to jail for? And his friends, I mean, Ralph Harris and Jimmy Savile are dead. But how long is Schofield going to jail for? And how did the BBC treat them?
It's actually quite incredible because I'm a mentally resilient person. I am the top G. But the level of assault that they have hit me with is enough to damage the mentality of nearly any man on earth. Not many men are equipped to deal with endless, hateful slander day after day on every matrix medium. Delete all your social medias, delete all your bank accounts, attack you from every angle, accuse you of heinous crimes, print your face next to negative words day after day after day. And then when someone else who does it, someone who sold their soul to the Matrix, does something actually wrong when you've done nothing wrong, they treat him with kid gloves and they give him sympathy and they get rid of the story in 2 days. You're either part of the club or you're not. If you're part of the club, they protect you. You must sell your sanity and sell your soul and sell your mind, and you can be protected. If you want to tell the truth, they will come for you and they will attempt to hurt you. And that's what's so important about all of this. Anybody who is watching our story and says, yeah, those guys are guilty, they are completely matrix minded. They don't understand anything about how the world works.
Yeah.
Matrix minded and prison. Their mind is in prison.
Well, what were you doing in jail if you weren't guilty? What kind of statement is that? They could convict me and I'm still not guilty. I will never, ever, and I'm telling you this, my friends, not about this case, but about my previous life, as long as I live for the next 50 years while I am on this planet, no compelling evidence that I've ever harmed anyone is going to come to light. I have no skeletons in my closet. I am not the things they have labeled me as. I find it deeply offensive. I have a daughter. Let me tell you a story. I don't blame the other parents in our neighborhood for not letting their kids play with my daughter. Because if somebody was labeled a human trafficker, I wouldn't want my kids near their house either.
That's fair.
But my kids now aren't allowed friends. My mother is sad. She hasn't seen me in 7 or 8 months' time. Me and Andrew have iron minds, but not everyone around us does. The list of victims in this, including my beautiful personal assistant and her friend, is in the hundreds. The hundreds. Me and Andrew are mentally resilient and mentally strong. But how would your mother react with you being thrown in jail for no reason?
Right.
There are people in my life who have been hurt worse than me.
Right, because they're so resilient minded that it doesn't even hurt them as much as it hurts the people around them. So that makes a total amount of sense, guys. But okay, guys, that's all I have time for today. I got to get on packing. We have a lot of packing to do. We have the U-Haul to pick up tomorrow, and we're gonna be loading it up. So I got some packing to do, some wifely duties to do. But thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you. Sorry, I was reading a chat. Thanks for tuning in, guys. This is my second live stream. I'm going to be doing live streams a lot more often. Again, I post new videos every single weekday. So if you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe to this channel, like this video, and I will see you guys tomorrow. So true, Adam, fudge packing, but we got to do it. And thank you, Arend050. I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day, guys.